Can you believe it was over 47 years ago I stepped into the ring with the great Muhammad Ali in Zaire, Africa, which was beforehand the Belgian Congo, and even now it's back, the Congo itself, all around a river that flows through. I heard there were alligators going through that Zaire River, which is the Congo River. But anyway, I sit in my home in Livermore, California, where I was visited by government dignitaries from Zaire, and they wanted to present to me how they could take care of me and look after my well-being if I would defend my title against Muhammad Ali in Africa. Why not, I said. And they promised the money, $5 million in those days. It was like no athlete had ever received that kind of money. And I had accepted it, and accepted to give Muhammad Ali part of the purse, split it down the middle. $5 million apiece would have been a total of $10 million. Wow, what a lot of money. You think I was going to argue about that? I did not. And Muhammad Ali and I negotiated the fight over the telephone. I said, do you really want to fight me? He said, yeah, George, I'll fight you. I said, are you sure? He said, yeah, I'll promote the fight. I said, okay. He said, I'll promote it. And I fell for it. So when all of the fussing and name calling started, it didn't bother me, because he said, I'll promote it, George. You won't be hurt at all. You won't be let down. He started promoting the fight instantly after I defeated Kenny Norton in what is the country in Venezuela. I knocked him out in maybe 1 or 2 rounds, Ken Norton. And I thought this is going to be an easy fight, just an easy payday for George Foreman. I had knocked out Ken Norton, who had broken his jaw, and defeated Muhammad Ali. I'd beaten the great Joe Frazier, who had knocked him down and won the title from me, undisputed distinction of the title. What did I have to worry about? Nothing but to go to Africa and pick up my paycheck. So we traveled to Africa, and just like they said, the people in Africa took good care of me. I've heard all kind of rumors about this was said, that was said. My dogs going to Africa. The people invited me. They asked me to bring my dogs. They had come to my home and asked me to bring my dog, and I took my dog, Dago, my ever faithful German Shepherd, and I loved him. We spent many good hours together. Being in Africa, I was never alone, because that dog was always near my foot, always laying down, touching me to let me know, hey, I'm here for you. And I didn't realize what a gift it was until after the fight. Dago, the German Shepherd. So we get to Africa, and I looked after real good. Was first taken to an army base. I didn't like that, because one night as I was laying down, I looked over my head, and there was a lizard. Biggest lizard I'd ever seen crawling over my head. Packed up my clothes, and I moved down into the Intercontinental Hotel in Zaire, the main city, Kinshasa, Zaire in Africa. All kind of festivities going on in there. I even got a chance to get with James Brown and all of the singers who put on a big show that night. The night would have been before the fight, but as I was sparring one day, the guy, let me tell you, I was an offensive machine. You couldn't stop me. No one could stop me. Punch, 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 punch. And one day I'd gotten on one of the sparring partners so bad, he covered up. And when he did, his elbow hit my eye. Boom, blood started going everywhere. And I told my manager, Dick Sattler, I said, man, I've been cut. He said, oh, no, you've not. I said, hey, I've been cut. I don't know why he wanted to hide it. But anyway, the fight went through, and I talked to the government, and we negotiated that the fight would take place a month later. And I said, I need to go to a doctor. I wasn't getting out of Africa so easy. They really opened their heart to me and begged me, please, don't cancel the boxing match. Don't do it. And so I felt sorry, and let the fight go on. Because Muhammad Ali, $5 million, this is going to be the easiest fight for me ever, I thought. And he had been promoting as always. He didn't bother me. I was grumpy because I was just purely a grumpy guy anyway. So the fight started. The first round, I go out there trying to get my hands up, because this was going to be my offensive fight. I was just going to take after him and just beat him up in 1 or 2 rounds. And I beat him up the first round. He hit me with a couple of shots because he was fast, but nothing hurt me. And I beat him up some more, got him against the ropes in the second round, body punching, everything I wanted to do. There was no resistance. And I thought, well, I didn't get him in 2 rounds. I'll probably get him in 3 or 4. I laid it on him some more. Then afterwards, it got to be up maybe the 6th round, and I could say, whew, man, where's the air conditioner? And at the same time, I was going daily to this ice cream store, again in Marshall, Texas. And there was this nice looking girl who would always give me a smile, a young lady at the ice cream shop when I'd buy ice cream. But one day I'd gotten there, and one of the girls who helped her just bust out laughing. Boy, she burst out laughing. I kind of laughed again. Then I looked at the other girl that I kind of had my eye on. She just started sniggling. I said, what is wrong with them? And I looked up. I had forgot to put my skull cap on. There I was sitting there with a bald head. I never went back to that ice cream shop. I never did. But after a couple of days, I had to have a long talk with myself. I said, here you are. You got your big shoulders, and you got about more than $800 in the bank. And you got a nice car, a Cadillac car, and you ashamed of yourself for something like that? And I never wore hair again. I never did. Not because I thought it was nice looking, but the idea, I looked around and fumbled around in the mirror, and I recaptured something that my mother loved about me, my face. She liked me. And I started to see myself and like myself again too. That's why I never wore hair again. I fell in love with me. And I never was ashamed of it. And I never grew hair again. Strange thing though, the last few years, I had this mind to get some dreadlocks. And I thought, maybe I'll buy a wig because the little bird started stealing more of my hair. And just a message to everyone, like yourself. Something goes wrong with you, always like yourself. If you like yourself, others will look at you and say, you know, I like her as much too. I still like him. Thank you. This is George Foreman. Philippians, the 4th chapter, the 12th and the 13th verse. Boy, that day I remember telling my friends, I was in the old Job Corps days,